This is Allison Kusher.
And I'm Cindy Zariello.
We're with the Grafton Public Library, and we're partnering with GCTV to produce our Ask Me Anything series for our Tales and Tales summer reading program. For more information on our summer program, visit our website at graftonlibrary.org or sign up directly for our virtual program through Beanstack at graftonlibrary.beanstack.com, or you can download the Beanstack app. Our reading program is happening all summer long, and it's for all ages, kids, teens, and adults. There's something for everyone.
As you might imagine from our theme, Tales and Tales, our Ask Me Anything series is about animals. We will be interviewing many different animal lovers to find out about what they do and how they interact with their animal. We hope you learn a lot about various animals we'll be bringing to you and sharing with you. Come into the library if you'd like to find out more about any of these animals or anything else that you might find interesting. Today, we're interviewing Joe Coggins, who's with the Grafton Police, and he has a K-9 friend, Zeta. So welcome, Joe. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll go from there.
Okay. I started my law enforcement career back in 1994 with the Sheriff's Department, and from the Sheriff's Department I went to Paxton PD for about 8 years, and I've been with Grafton now. I'll be going, I believe, on 4.
Cool. And how did you get into the K-9 program?
I actually got involved in K-9 in 2003, in the fall of 2003 with the Sheriff's Department. So pretty much since then, I've been involved in K-9. In some sort of way. Zeta is actually my 3rd patrol dog.
Have you had a favorite one of the, or should I hold Zeta's ears so she doesn't know?
Yeah.
No, like children, though.
Both. My first dog, Ika, she was a female also. She was great. I had a male, and now I ended up with another female. And actually, I love working the females. If you ask me my preference, I just really had good luck. Dog selection, and the females have worked real good for me.
So it's just because the females work better with
it's
you?
It's a preference for me,
yeah.
But overall, male, female, the dogs are great partners to work with.
So what do they do? What do you do with your partners, and what are the things that they do to help you?
They're more of less another tool that we use in the toolbox, or it's a locating tool. Mm-hmm. She's trained in patrol, which includes tracking humans, evidence recovery. If we're looking for evidence of a crime, mm-hmm. or say we had a breaking and entering, sometimes we'll come across, we're trying to run a track, we'll come across evidence with the dog. So they do a lot of their work is locating and evidence recovery, or locating people, from criminals to people elderly with Alzheimer's to missing children.
So how long does it take you to be able to work with a dog to be able to find and locate these people, or do
you mean like how long does it take us to train a dog?
Yeah.
To train it, when we first started, there's the dog selection, matching. Especially when you have your first-time handler, they try to match the dog with the handler. Handler's capabilities. If you're new, you kind of want what's called like maybe a softer dog, not a harder dog, where the dog will challenge you a little bit. But overall, once after the dog selection, you go to a 14-week patrol class, and for 14 weeks. Like I said, we do article recovery, building searches, tracking, and that takes up. It's a short time, and the training never stops. After the 14 weeks, we graduate, and then we're out in the street, and it takes you probably a good 6 months to a year for you to really acclimate and work with one another, because it's a team. It's definitely
you're building that relationship
with the dog, reading the dog, learning the dog, and the dog's also reading you too. And we always say the stress. Sometimes when you're stressing a little, especially when you're out on a track or something, we say it runs right down the lead. Especially when we do our certifications. Also, what's involved in what we do in the patrol class, we spend a lot of the morning the first probably hour in the morning doing obedience. with the dogs. And Zeta was when I first got her, what's called a green dog, where she had no training at all.
Oh.
So I'm not a trainer, I'm a handler, but when I went to the training for the patrol class, it's all baby steps in that 14 weeks, the obedience, everything. As you can see, she's got her toy, she loves her toy. For the most part, we use toy reward, or it's all positive training. We use the toy reward or food reward. And I kind of use a little bit of, at the beginning, used a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But the toy, she really, really enjoys getting rewarded with the toy. And I could demonstrate, like I said, I could do obedience outside. She may do obedience in here.
Do you want to try to see if she'll do some
Yeah,
obedience
she
in here?
may, yeah.
And if not, maybe
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
go
see.
outside
We'll see.
too.
Stay. Lots. Stay. And I use German commands. You could train the dogs in any command. English, but she came from the Czech Republic, so I just used the command she had. And most of my dogs have been German commands anyways. So we'll give her hand signals. See? See? Platz. Platz. And I'll do dual, I'll show her the hand. She's anticipating being rewarded right now. And when I don't know if I got enough distance here for her, but we'll do distance control, where I can call it here. Platz. Okay. And that's a reward, like,
Yeah.
we call what self-reward the dog, we let them self-reward themselves. So sometimes we'll put the toy behind them, sometimes we'll have the toy next to us, for them to heel. We get them to walk around, and I'll show you when we have, like I said, we'll go outside, we do that exercise, that point-to-point search I told you about. So back to the training, it's 14 weeks, which goes by fast, but the training never stops. We train about 12 to 16 hours a month, our in-service. So we train, and then we document all our training. All our training's logged. And like I said, and even your own time, these dogs have thousands of hours of training and put in them.
I can imagine.
But her bread and butter, really, she's a real good tracker. She likes to track. And not to confuse you guys, if I do, just ask me. The drives we look for, she's got great what's called hunt drive. So when we are tracking, she's hunting. So it's nice. She loves to track.
She must
we
have a
and we
ball.
started with food, footstep to footstep, just putting we use hot dogs, and and it gets the dog's head down, and then we give them their command. Her command for tracking is Zook, which is German command, and then they start tracking, and we're short on a lead, and their head's down, and then as every day goes by, we gradually further back on the lead, pull the food up, then the food's pulled, and we're going every other track, and then finally we pull the food, and we'll take maybe the ball, hide the ball, we'll do that, and then we start putting people at the end of the tracks, once we get to a certain point. So it's great, and it's all, like I said, it's positive reinforcement on the dogs. Back in the day, it was different. There was a lot of compulsion, and it's trainers have found over time, as time evolves, obviously, from the 70s to now, that the positive training aspect takes a long time, takes a little longer, but you get to put a better product. The dogs enjoy it, and that's what it's about. If you get the dog to enjoy doing the exercise, you'll get more out of the dog.
Does she know when she's working?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
If we go to a call, these dogs are pretty,
Pretty smart.
pretty sharp. They know. They read us again. They read our language. They feed off us. And like I said, we just use their hunting skills, the skills that these dogs have had for forever.
Yeah.
And we just hone them.
So what's the thing that you enjoy most about having her be your partner?
She don't talk back. No, we get along great. Like I said, I've done it for about 15 years, and I really enjoy it. It takes a lot of dedication. There's a lot of your own time. These dogs are 24/7. If they get sick, you're taking them to the vets. When we go on vacation, what we do is, for the most part, we have a lot of handlers in the area. Like I said, I work with Officer Seuss out in Webster, and we're pretty close, live close to each other. So when I go on vacation, he watches my dogs. When he goes on vacation, I watch his dogs.
That's nice.
Yeah, and also one of the trainers from Auburn, he just retired recently from Auburn, and I still watch his dogs because he still got service dogs also. So it's good to have us around for each other. Not that she's fine. I can bring her up. I have left her at Gibson's. That they love her up there. She's fine.
Yeah.
She goes up there. They groom her, but from time to time, I think I went away and I left her up there when I went on vacation. But now I got a kennel at home. I got a full kennel. She's got an indoor-outdoor kennel. It's heated inside. So in the winter, these dogs, they got it. They got Taj Mahal.
We always take care of our,
Yeah.
our animals.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had any special equipment, and so it sounds
I
like the
do.
kennel.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
in
I
addition to
mean,
the kennel?
We got the Cruiser that
Mhm.
is all caged, padded. She's got a mat in there. She's fine in there. It's actually the safest place for the dogs in the cruisers.
Mhm.
We do have, our cruisers are equipped with what's called a hot dog alert system. So if I have the air conditioner on, the air conditioner feels the lights, there's heat sensors in there. And if that cruiser gets over 85 degrees, the lights and siren go off. And
So
then
you'll
I'll
be
know.
able to know.
Yeah, and it has a couple times, like in the winter time, if I have the heat on low, but I keep the windows down, sometimes it gets a little warm in there and then a fan kicks on, but it's good to have.
Oh, that's nice.
That's so that, they really need it down south, out west, and
Oh,
most, and I could probably I bet you 99% of the cruisers are equipped with that kind of equipment. And plus, there's a lot of grant money out there, Mass Vested Dog, Vested Interest, to the bigger nonprofit organizations that donate us a lot of equipment, and even bulletproof, stab-proof vests. She's got a bulletproof, stab-proof vest. I can show you that after.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So how long does a dog, I know a dog lives like, depending upon the breed.
In the health. yeah.
Yeah, between 12 to 15 years for a larger dog, sometimes more
Sometimes
like
shorter.
10,
The working
yeah.
dogs.
So I was wondering, how long does a working dog work? And
A working dog can work anywhere, depending on health, 3 years to, I mentioned Officer Seuss out in Webster. His dog Red worked 10 years till 10 years old. He was 10. She's gonna be 9 this summer.
that's fabulous.
Yeah, knock on wood, but it's, today, I think, veterinary services have come a long way. Again, medications, even
Mhm.
like, look at us, for us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medications are much better, services are better. Tufts, they get all the cutting edge stuff.
Mhm.
So basically, on the health of the dog, unfortunately, the Braintree officer's dog, his dog was 12. I didn't even know that.
Oh, wow,
His dog was 12 years old.
wow.
So I was like, and not that they can't work at 12, obviously his
No.
dog was working
Yeah.
at 12, and she's 9, and people say to me, she's 9 years old? I'm like, yeah, she acts like she's 2, but she's definitely,
So do you know when to start
You-
looking for a new dog, or how does that whole process go?
basically, you probably start when they hit about 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You start looking for another dog, another working dog.
So have you started looking?
I have, but right now we don't know if that dog is. I don't think we're gonna go with that dog. That dog has a foot injury.
Oh, that's too
Yeah,
bad.
so we don't know where we're going
Yeah.
right now.
So does she work whenever you work? Do you
Yeah,
work
when I
without
come to
her?
work, she comes to work. So if you see me in town with the cruiser, even when we're working, the detail, she's with me all the time, because you never know, if we get a call.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is, if I'm working in a detail and you get a missing kid or a missing elderly person, I'm right there.
Yeah.
And there's other area dogs too. We have a lot of other resources. in
Do you
the
get a lot of missing person calls?
Not
or-
not lately, and with COVID, everything kinda,
Yeah.
everything slowed down like quite a bit. But the calls are hot and cold,
Mhm.
sometimes it depends. I mean, it's a good thing when you don't have to be out there,
Oh, absolutely
looking
it
for a
is.
missing person. But like I said, we've had good luck when we've had to go out. Us or other area dogs in the area have had good luck finding people. So
That's
yeah,
bad.
she's like
She's
she's a character.
saying hello. She's quite the personality.
Yeah, she
Okay,
does.
so my dog, when I talk to my dog,
Mhm.
he cocks his head when
Yep.
I talk to him. Does she do that to you?
Oh
too?
yeah, sometimes. Yep.
I
If
love it. It's,
If I ask her like we're gonna go do something and I want to get her ramped up now, but
yeah,
I do it at home and the kids get a kick out of it.
yeah.
Especially if it's like the drugs. Want to go find it. I'll say to her, want to go find the dope, and she's like, she'll turn her head, like, and then she gets all cranked up. She wants to go to work.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Like I said, she's just curious. She'll walk around. These dogs, as you can see, because again they're working dogs, they never they settle down, but they don't.
They're always
They're down
ready.
for a little bit, and then they're up. Yeah, they always want to do something.
Yeah.
And especially when they're younger, like I said, she's older, but I have a 2-year-old working dog at home, female. Even though she has an injury, she's 100 miles an hour. I get her out once or twice a day, because if I don't, she just digs
She'll drive you
she
crazy,
digs
yeah.
monstrous holes in her kennel, like 2 to 3 feet deep.
Oh,
Because they're bored, they want to go, they want to work. These dogs are bred to. They're bred over the only breeding program, working dog breeding program in this country right now is Lackland Air Force Base, the military. But for the most part, if you see most of these dogs, they're imports. Like I said, she came from the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Actually, all 3 of my dogs came from the Czech Republic.
how expensive are they?
She was almost $8,000 when I got her. And like I said, she was a green dog, had no training. Now supply and demand with COVID, these dogs can run between $10,000 and $15,000.
Holy moly.
But there's a lot of grant money out there. Well,
That's
the grant, the nonprofits are taking a hit too because they weren't able to run. They weren't able to run fundraisers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they do run their fundraisers, like you see the one over at Wyman Gordon's, they usually have every year.
Mhm.
I mean, they raise some good money.
That's-
People love to give to the.
Well,
to the
how could you
programs.
not
Right.
love somebody
Exactly.
like that?
Yeah.
Huh. How can you not love you? Yeah.
What's the hardest part about working with her?
The hardest part about working with her. Sometimes they can be stubborn. Sometimes, when they're having their bad days. And then, like I said, you just put them up. You don't force the issue. That's basically, for the most part, when we train, we have good days. We trained last month and the dogs were kind of off. But, we chalk it up. It's like they're like us. They're going to have a bad day.
Some days are good.
And when like I said, the group of guys, we have a good group of guys that have a lot of experience. When you were first new, you get frustrated. But you got to just take it, and then the next day, or you have a bad training day, but then you get a call and the dog finds the person. You're like, I'll take it all day long. I'll take a bad training day for an actual call where
Yeah.
the dog locates somebody.
So how did you get into this?
Like I said, I was, as a kid, I always wanted to do it because my family, most of my family was in law enforcement.
Okay.
My dad was in law enforcement. My dad was a K-9 handler at the sheriff's department back
Okay.
in the mid-'80s.
Okay.
So he was a K-9 handler there. But I, see here, come here, come. Good girl. My father was involved in it, and I remember going to my first K-9 demonstration, and I want to say I think it was out here. I forgot where it was, but I remember
Yeah.
it was like in their mid-70s, like 78, 79.
Mm-hmm.
Because where my father had worked for the housing authority, Gribbrick Valley.
Yep.
And they had a dog, so that dog was performing that day doing a search, so we went to watch that dog. And like I said, I remember as a kid watching the training and those dogs, you couldn't go near them. It was just so different.
It was.
And today, like I said, what we do, and I've been fortunate for the trainers I had. One of the biggest things we like to do is expose these dogs to everything. Like get them out there with the public, get them out there with the people. And so you want to socialize the dog. And she's like I said, when you asked me how she's very confident dog. So
Yeah.
she has no problems around people. I'm in the cruiser. If you approach the cruiser, she'll bark. She'll be a total different dog. You'll see. You know, she'll bark and but it's just because you're coming up on the cruiser in Maine, and she's been in that cruiser since, like I said, she was 18 months.
Yeah. All righty, well, we didn't give you a prep for this last question, so I apologize, because it wasn't on the ones that we gave you. Since we're from the library, we love books.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite book,
I
either to read or that you liked as a kid, or that you think Zita might like,
favorite book.
or something that about training of dogs?
Nah, I mean, I like reading books about the military dogs. I've read those. If you talk about books in general, what I like,
Yeah, absolutely.
I was a bit Nelson DeMille fan.
Yeah,
Big
great
Nelson DeMille
author.
fan. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not, you're not hitting me with a hard trick, but I'm kind of trying to, and I'm reading a few other books, but the Nelson DeMille book I'm reading, I mean, I've read those numerous books of Nelson DeMille, and then I think the book I'm reading right now is actually about that reporter, journalist that did the reporting for, and he was trying to, he's deep into Antifa. How they're, like, he's a big journalist. He's not on Antifa's side,
Yeah.
but
But
he
he's
has
researching it, yeah.
research and expose them, and actually they don't like him, but that's the book I'm reading. I think it's Andy, I don't know, Andy, and I think his last name NGO. So he's the one who wrote that, but that's a book I'm reading right now.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for coming.
Okay.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know if you have somebody else coming, but if you,
Do,
okay.
but I would still.
I think I can check with our next guest and see if he'd probably have a hoot watching this.
Yeah,
too,
I mean,
'cause
the
know-
exercise that I'd show you, it's gonna take probably less than, I'll set the it's gonna take less time for her to complete the exercise than me to set it up. And
Okay.
it's gonna take me about 5 minutes to set it up.
Okay,
Sounds good.
sounds
Thank
great.
you.
All right. This is gonna be a point-to-point search.
Okay.
And this is her reward, and I'll walk out there, and we'll put it out in a large area, and we'll hang it, and it mimics a large warehouse search or something,
Okay.
where we teach the dogs to go point-to-point, and search, and it's good, a motivational builder for the dog. Dog really enjoys it, so.
So you go hide it and then you tell her to go find it.
Yep. And everybody, like I said, we'll,
What does it have in it? It looks like just a sock.
marijuana.
Oh, all right.
Marijuana in this. This is a rolled up towel,
Oh,
which is her reward. That's a reward, and we just play tug with that.
Oh, nice.
But what I'm doing is just putting the reward up, so she'll be self-rewarded. But sometimes when we do our drug searches,
Right.
she's an aggressive alert, she'll scratch, and what I do is when she's digging when she finds the drugs, she'll dig, and I just right over her head.
Oh,
so this
okay.
one's going to be like a self-reward, and like
All
I
right.
said, we'll hang it up
Okay.
here. You see the wind's blowing towards us, so you should
All right, so she'll be able
you
to.
should see her behavior that she will she should pick it up.
Right, because she's downwind
she's
from this.
downwind from it. So
Right,
you watch
right.
how
So if
these
you were up
dogs-
there doing it,
Right.
be a
It may
lot
take her a
harder
little
for her.
while, and we'd have to push her by it because the wind's blowing this way.
Right, right,
It's
right.
all odor. That's
Right.
basically what it is. So like I said, I'll send her loose here. Everybody will be able to watch.
Yeah.
She's fine. She's not going to bother anyone because she got one thing on her mind:
Yep.
finding her reward.
Good Z. Good Z.
So I hung an article out there that I took a nylon.
Right on the tree.
Board with marijuana in it. Like I said, she's one of the last marijuana dogs. I'll cut her loose. We can all walk out there. She's gonna be fine with us.
Okay.
Fine with everybody here. And she'll work it. And the wind's blowing this way, so she should catch it. And then you'll see her work into it. It is high. I'm hoping she can. If she can, I'll give her a little assistance once she starts jumping up. You know, but she should be able to get up there pretty good.
She's gorgeous.
Then see the difference in her now? Her energy level?
So excited.
Right
Yeah.
out. Ready to go to work.
Now I'll cut her loose right up here, just because we're not close to the road.
Yeah.
Not that she'll. See here. Sit. Good girl. Good. No, I know you're excited. Find a door. Right now she's got her head down, but. Yeah, she's going back and forth. The wind's blowing.
Oh, she's close. She's close.
She's searching low right now, as you can see, but at some point, hopefully, she'll pick her head up.
There's an A for effort there, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's so close. Right?
Now she's gonna start searching.
Oh, good. No, not in the camera.
Again, she's searching low, so her head's low. So if she starts picking her head up, oh, there it is. Now she got, see the, yeah.
Oh,
Good girl, get it out of there, yeah. Now she's thinking.
look at that girl.
Atta girl. Up. Yeah, where is it? She can't see it. She smells it. See how she...
Yeah, good girl.
Atta girl.
Atta girl.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a
it is.
good girl. You got my hand.
You okay?
No, I'm fine. Yeah. CC, yeah.
Good girl.
Hey. There you go. Trade you. Trade you. She, as you can see, she was searching low at first. And I'll tell you another reason she was searching low. Today I just took her out and we were tracking.
Yeah,
So when me and you walked out here,
right.
she's tracking us. So they try to cheat her. So she was tracking, but she was searching low. She checked this. She checked your camera. She went right by your camera. But then she got here, and like I said, I got to give her the credit because she's getting older, so she's not jumping as high as she used to. She get right up there before and take that right down. But
Good girl.
but that like you saw the change in behavior. Her head's up. We get a lot of wind out here. So the way the odor's pushing this way. If she comes out of odor, then they take the head up and try to get back into odor.
Good girl.